Good evening. This is Wednesday, February 6th, 272 days until the 2008 presidential election. The last time we heard such startling news about a presidential campaign, it was about Rudy Giuliani, and to many it forecast his check please moment. Not only has Hillary Clinton today confirmed that she loaned her own treasury $5 million of her own dollars, but tonight certain members of Senator Clinton's campaign staff confirming to NBC News that they have voluntarily chosen to work without pay this month. Work for a campaign facing a cash crunch, at least when compared to the giant Obama ATM, which raised another $3 million, it says, on the internet today alone. Our fifth story in the countdown. The good news for Senator Clinton? Super Tuesday was pretty much a tie, and New Mexico is still too early to call. With 16,000 or so provisional ballots still being counted out west, Senator Clinton ahead by a little more than 200 votes. Until New Mexico is decided, that leaves a tally of 13 states for Senator Obama. Alabama, Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, North Dakota, and Utah. 8 states so far for Senator Clinton: Arkansas, Arizona, California, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and New York. But with Senator Clinton winning in big population states like New York and Pennsylvania, the two essentially splitting the popular vote. 7,347,971 votes for Clinton. Obama with 7,294,851. The difference between them there is 0.4%. As for how that translates to delegates in Denver, the Obama campaign claiming victory today in the delegate count, putting out a memo saying Senator Obama had won 845 of them to Senator Clinton's 836. NBC is still counting tonight. At this time, a slight lead for Senator Clinton among allocated delegates from Super Tuesday's voting. Clinton 786, Obama 775, 117 still to be awarded in some individual states. But since the majority of these are states that Obama won last night, the Illinois Democrat likely to have a slight lead when the counting is done. Senator Clinton having lost the January fundraising counting by a margin of 2-1, and as a result, it's not just some members of her staff working for free, but the others are, to some degree, being paid almost directly out of her pocket.
I did. I loaned the campaign $5 million from my money. That's where I got the money. I loaned it because I believe very strongly in this campaign. We had a great month fundraising in January, broke all records, but my opponent was able to raise more money, and we intended to be competitive, and we were, and I think the results last night proved the wisdom of my investment.
Objectively about the money, she's right, except an Obama campaign source telling NBC News that campaign raised $3 million more today just online and believes it could repeat January's $32 million month here again in February. Clinton strategist Mark Penn repeatedly claiming to reporters today that Senator Obama has become the establishment candidate. Senator Clinton's months of seeming inevitability notwithstanding. The senator today sticking to her own talking points.
Well, he sure had a lot of establishment support yesterday, and I feel very good about the results. I think, look, it's wonderful to have endorsers and supporters, but at the end of the day, this is a decision between two real people. It's our names that are going to be on the ballot, nobody else's, and people have to look at us and decide who they believe would be the best president.
In response, Senator Obama calling Senator Clinton the front-runner because of her, quote, political machine honed over 2 decades. He also answered the charge that the Republican Party would have an easier time swift voting him in the general.
The notion that somehow the Clinton research operation is about as good as anybody's out there. I assure you that having engaged in a contest against them for the last year, that they've pulled out all the stops. I think that what we've shown is that we can take a punch. We're still standing.
And his electability argument extending to how he won last night.
Last night, we won more delegates and we won more states in every region of this country. We won big states and small states. We won red states and we won blue states. And we won swing states. So I believe that we had an extraordinary night. It was a big victory for our campaign.
The demographics of that in a moment. First, the dollar signs. Let me turn to Dana Milbank, national political reporter of the Washington Post. Dana, good evening.
Good evening, Keith.
We're going to start you off with a quiz-style question tonight. Are you ready?
I hope so.
All right. Mitt Romney, Ross Perot, Steve Forbes, Hillary Clinton. What do these 4 candidates now have in common?
Well, they all wear pantsuits,
okay,
and they've all had some very public quarrels with Bill Clinton. But I suspect that what you're talking about is all of them have given or loaned large sums of money to their own candidacies. Of course, Clinton is the one who can least afford to do that, and the one who's presumably going to suffer the most from, at the very least, the bad press and the embarrassment that this gives her after what had been a fairly successful Super Tuesday.
Is that the degree to which this is a money issue, a money problem? Should we view it in those terms as just bad press, or are they of the Senator McCain variety, or the Rudy Giuliani kind, or what kind?
Well, it's going to take more than a bake sale to fix this. The good news for Clinton is Super Tuesday has passed. There's now fewer contests, more spread out, and they are indicating, as you noted, that the finances have improved after the Super Tuesday results. But being outraised $32 million to $13 million in the month of January, that's pretty grim. And this is an election where every tiny little thing at this point could make the difference. Do
you have any idea? I asked this question last night a couple of times. How much time can you buy with how much money, and is such an inordinate growth of donations to one candidate over the other, almost in this tight a race, guarantee that the one with the more money has got to win sooner or later?
Well, it would, except that these things ebb and flow. Now, part of this is Clinton spent $9 million advertising before Super Tuesday. Part of this is she spent nearly $5 million on Mark Penn, her chief strategist. But if this is all to be decided in Pennsylvania, and they're going to have 6 weeks to campaign in Pennsylvania, well, they'll all have enough money to fight on that battlefield there. But this is not the position Clinton wants to be in.
Why, from both parties, the double reverse spin here? You're the establishment candidate, yeah, but you're the front runner, yeah, but I won more, but I won more importantly. What's the double speak about, actually?
Well, what we saw last night was dead heat, virtually even in the vote and in the delegates, but it's perceived that it was a good night for Clinton because the perceptions had been going against her. The expectations were low for her. She did a good job of setting them, and the Obama folks didn't do as well at lowering expectations. So in this game where you're fighting over 2 or 3 delegates here or there, inconsequential contests where it's not winner take all, it's all about perception. So they all want to look like they're the underdog right now, even though they, in fact, do not at all wish to be in that position.
And the big picture, you mentioned tie. Should we view last night as anything other than a toss-up?
Well, what it did is it blunted Obama's momentum. It looked like there was just a tidal wave going there with the Kennedys, particularly in Massachusetts and in California. Clinton was able to hold that off. But as we see, these things are ephemeral right now. And that could have changed from the money today. It could change in Louisiana. Could change here in the Potomac area next Tuesday.
Dana Milbank of MSNBC and The Washington Post. As always, sir, great thanks.
Thanks, Keith.